talk, I'm always leaving early. Then I met you and my eyes changed. And now you're in my eye range, I'm gunning for you. You changed my heart in a big way. Now every day's a celebration, and I wanna say it's just that I wanna change and go in your direction. Got your laser beam, you're on my teen dreams. And if I knew you in school, you'd be too cool for me. Then I met you and my eyes changed. And now you're in my eye range, I'm gunning for you. You changed my heart in a big way. Now every day's a celebration, and I wanna say
without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
You have heard of me.
And as always, we may be the worst stream you've ever heard of, but hey, you have heard of me. Last time I said something like that, that line got used in a video by one of our internet friends here, and I found that really funny. that was used to represent me, and it is quite fitting. But as always, we start with our nice little vibe music. That the vibes almost went away. I might tell that story at the beginning of the show, but we have a pretty full show as is. We have crazy video game adaptation news. Something like the monkey paw has a finger on the monkey paw has curled. Jesker is what I'll say about that. As Bloodborne has returned, but at what cost has Bloodborne returned? We also have Paramount getting hacked and the entire Avatar: The Last Airbender sequel movie getting dumped online. I watched not the movie, but I did see clips of it. So we will go over the revelations that came from that, as well as some MCU news, some Punisher news, an update to a story we covered last week, and some Netflix news, as well as Netflix is adapting a book series I'm somewhat familiar with, but mainly a show that I'm very familiar with due to Mama Wiz and I watching it a lot, Little House on the Prairie. So we will go over the trailer for that, as well as more of our regular hits that we cover, such as the live action Harry Potter TV show, and who should play Voldemort, the original Voldemort. Ray Fiennes has thrown his, given his 2 cents, and we might even torture Jesker with some Star Wars news. But before we get to all of that, it's Wow Wednesday. Greetings, travelers, Wiz Kids, and Wordplayers. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wow Wednesday once again. I am Wizard of Wordplay, the Wow of Wow Wednesday, and I am joined, as I am always, by he's as smooth as Tennessee whiskey and sweet as strawberry wine. It's Jessica James.
First of all, how does my mic sound?
You sound pretty good. You're audible. You're clear. You're loud. Not loud isn't bad. Like you're loud isn't normal.
Okay, I switched back to my original mic. I'm doing some testing. So I'm using your stream as an experiment, Wizard.
That is all right.
So Andrew's in the chat. He's wondering if he can hop on about 10 o'clock to talk about the Avatar stuff.
Probably not. But thank you, Andrew, for offering. But
all right, shit.
No, our core 4, it may be down to 2, but a core group it is nonetheless. Actually, do I still have the clip for that? I do.
It's core only today. I don't have time for alternates.
So there you go.
If we're gonna be talking about the usual, let's see here. Something Yu-Gi-Oh, something Kingdom Hearts, something Assassin's Creed.
We actually still not really had Assassin's Creed news. You know, we'd luckily been pretty good with that.
Are we going to be getting into the God of War rumors tonight?
Not. I haven't heard. None have come across my desk.
You want me to delve into it a little bit, or
we could maybe save it for next week if it comes up.
Okay. Well, may already be too late by then. There's talk about a state of play that.
Oh yeah. Let me
something God of War, but.
Yeah, they say that with every state of play, though. I mean, if we get into the rumors, yeah, I suppose it's basically just from what I'm googling here, it's that Fae game, but we already basically discussed the rumors of it. So once it's announced, then it's
Yeah. Yeah, Victor. So essentially,
Okay.
what it is, it's really nothing huge. There's supposed to be a state of play this month, and apparently the Fae game is supposed to be shown off there. That's the rumor.
Yeah. Which, knowing them, it'll be a cinematic trailer first and a logo, and that's all we get. Like,
Well,
that's how state of plays go.
see, you're thinking like what? Maybe a minute teaser, something like that.
Yeah, because we need a name if it's gonna be God of War, whatever, right? Giant of Peace, or whatever they want to call it. It'll be that, and then
that's so lame.
like whatever it's gonna be, and it'll be like Dual Song, and they'll do all that, right? And like it can always be shown off, like I said, we've talked about it, but before we get too far, we have to say hello to the chat. We have a series of bats here who has been gracious as to promote us on his tweets every single week now. We have Nick McHugh here as well. Noxie's back with Victor the Lore Seeker, who did say that the Avatar movie leaks was bad. They should have put it in theaters than on the streaming service. I mean, really, they're paying the price for that. Of course, Andrew, who is here, who wanted to talk about Avatar. Zombie Boy saying hello. And at the top here, we had Baki as well, as always. But yeah, so the Faye thing, I can kind of, I can see it. With the amount of like people talking about it that I've seen here with these tweets just now that I was reading through, it does seem like it's on the table, and it's the foremost facing thing. So I expect it, but I don't know when the state of play is supposed to be though.
I don't know the exact date. Apparently there's just supposed to be a state of play this month. I mean, the thing is, it's like usually they do their state of plays on Thursday.
Yeah, but they'll have it announced for at least like a couple days.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I don't think they're going to have like a surprise state of play. My assumption would be next Thursday.
Yeah, probably.
If it happens.
Yeah. I mean, either way, like I said, that game is more or less it's sitting there on the boiler right now. We know what's happening, basically.
Yeah. You're getting God of War trilogy remake. You're getting the Faye game, and then you're getting God of War 6 starring Atreus. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be
Jessica's he's dying on that hill, but
I will die on that hill if I'm right. The internet owes me $1 billion.
Yeah, that is. we were gonna make a bet, like we were gonna make a $20 bet. What would be if God of War 6 was gonna be playable like Kratos main or Atreus main, right?
It's gonna be Atreus. You want to make that bet?
I mean, we can make that bet.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, I'll put $20 down. The next mainline God of War 6, is going to be Atreus as the main playable character. That doesn't mean that there won't be a couple of segments of Kratos thrown in, but the primary playable character throughout most of the game is going to be Atreus.
Yeah, because Ragnarok had playable Atreus sections, but that is a Kratos game, right? Like you can't.
Right.
If we get something like that again, you can't point at it and go like, nah, see, that's
No. I basically think it's going to be an inverse of Ragnarok, where you will probably have some Kratos segments, because they're like the first game that you're going to have the main character not be Kratos. They're not just going to totally abandon Kratos. They want to kind of ease you into that. So you're going to get a couple of Kratos segments, but like throughout, like if it's a 30-hour game, 2 or 3 hours is going to be Kratos. The other 27 is Atreus.
Yeah. And like when the game's over, you can play endlessly as Atreus because he's the main character,
Yeah, pretty much.
So
yeah, I'm putting $20 down on that.
All right, I'll put $20 down on it. It's like you can't have God of War without Kratos being the main guy. And then Atreus would get a spin-off game like Faye is getting right now.
All right. Hey, we may find out sooner rather than later, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we won't find out for a while until after the Faye game's done and after
Oh,
they might show
no.
if they're gonna show anything with God of War 6, it'll be like a logo and it'll be like Egyptian. It'll have like the Eye of Horus, right? And everyone's gonna lose their shit, and then it's gonna be that.
So wait a minute. Do you think that you don't think we're getting 6 announced until after the Faye game is released?
If we're getting 6 announced, like I said, it's just the logo, just the Elder Scrolls 6 style thing of like, yeah, we're just doing it, right?
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's going to get announced before the end of this. Well, no, God of War 6 will get announced sometime this year. It may be at the Game Awards, but it's going to get announced sometime this year.
Yeah. So anyway, besides making bets on God of War, Jesker, and fixing your microphone, what have you done this week?
Let's see. Did I talk about seeing the Mario Galaxy movie last week? I talked about that.
Yeah,
right?
last week
Yeah,
you did.
okay, yeah. Okay. Shit, what did I do this weekend? I had to pay a traffic ticket. I got a speeding ticket.
Oof.
Yeah, I had to pay that, unfortunately.
How bad was it? How much were you going?
Ooh, it was 72 and a 55.
Ooh, yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah. And it's like a $170 ticket. It was rough, but it's done. I mean, the fuck am I gonna do? Go to court and argue that I wasn't speeding? Of course I was speeding. I'm guilty of sin. What am I gonna do? Go in there and be like, Your Honor, in my defense, I'm insane.
See, what it is
Jesus, the judge will just revoke my license at that point. So
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go to court over that. I just paid the stupid ticket and move on with my life.
I finally got pulled over like a few months ago, and I was going I think 14 over in a 35. I didn't get a ticket, but mainly I think they pulled me over as an example to like they were training an officer or something in the passenger. I saw him like once they took my license, he was like, he had someone else there and he was talking to him like, I just fucking needed a guy. Damn it. But I didn't get a ticket, which is good, but still it was like,
oh, that happened. And shit, what else? Oh yeah, we had my sister's baby shower Sunday.
nice.
Yeah, had her baby shower Sunday. I got another baby shower coming in, not this Saturday, but next Saturday for my sister-in-law's baby. So, yeah, we're getting ready for some new additions to the family.
Yeah. I've really ever been to one baby shower, but even then I don't feel like a baby shower is much of a guy's thing to go to.
It's not really, but I mean, shit. Like when you're part of the family, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like you're obligated to go there, and I wanted to go there. It was free food. I love food. It was fine. It was fun. I had nothing better to do Sunday.
Yeah, otherwise, well, so you're also looking at streaming again, right? You put out a tweet about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get back into streaming pretty soon. I was thinking about doing the whole quartering controversy going on between him and Kino Casino.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about talking about that. I'm working on some scripts for some stuff on the gaming channel. So hopefully I'll get back to streaming and hopefully I'll get back to putting out some videos. pretty soon.
Yeah, you've been slacking for a good while.
Yeah, I'm getting that itch again. I'm getting that creative itch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes when it hits you and you're like, yeah, I want to do stuff, and then other times it's like, problem with me is I got too many coals in the fire. So like when I get time to work on shit, it's like, man, I got a lot of shit to do. And it can be overwhelming, and then it just makes you like, I'd rather just not do nothing. But,
Yeah, no, I get that. So what do you want to talk about first? What are we going to dive into first?
Well, I gotta go over my week. That I didn't really do anything of. Well, I will say of note is that we'll find out. Everyone will find out soon enough. I canceled StreamYard, and will be probably moving over to Talk Studio. That's the one you use, correct?
Yes, it is.
And I've used it. I haven't used it, but I've like gone on panels with it before, and it's all right. As long as I can still have all the vibes, then that's what'll matter to me. But the cost of StreamYard was just getting too high, especially because I don't get any money from doing this. Right? Like I don't have like I'm not making regular $50 a month. Or I can be like, yeah, let's put this towards the StreamYard, make it, put it back in. Right. And I don't get that. So, and even when I do get tips, the tips are going to the comic book stuff. So it's like, that's where that goes. So it is what it is. We'll see. Worst case, we will go to the free version of StreamYard and we'll have that stupid duck in the corner.
No.
I hate that.
Fuck the duck, man.
Fuck the duck, man. But yeah, otherwise, I did do some drawing today. Continued working on a drawing that people will be able to see soon when it is done, and when all my comic stuff is beginning to roll. We're going to be announcing that relatively soon. We got to get all the ball rolling on that, but then once we do, it'll be fun to basically work on the new path, right? Wizard of Wordplay will not be the main goal. It'll be the side project, right? Where Wow Wednesday will just be what we do every single week to just talk about the nerd news of the week. But in general, it'd be like, man, we gotta get eyes on these comics, So
yeah,
that'll be the thing to look forward to. But and I also completed Date Everything to the best of the ability I was could, but I still have to work on the review of that, and it'll probably just be, if you watch my Dispatch review, it'll just be me just sitting and talking and giving my thoughts on it, and that'll be that. But might do that tomorrow, if not maybe next week or something. But I mean, it was all right. It was different. There was more to it than what I thought, which was a surprise. It was like, oh, okay, like they told a story here more than what I thought they would be doing. I thought it was originally just the concept of a dating sim, but with random objects in the house, right? But there's a story there. It's like, all right, voice acting was good. I did catch, because I mentioned before that Dante Bosco, the voice of Zuko, voiced Dante the fireplace, and he does have one Avatar reference I caught where he says "Flameo" at one point.
Oh, okay, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so I don't know if he has a "That's Rough, Buddy," because maybe if I go down like if I pick a different dialogue option, it would get different stuff. But he does have where he goes like "Flameo" or whatever. So I was like, that's good, even though that wasn't a Zuko line, but still, yeah. Overall, game was all right. Voice acting was good, especially recognizing voice actors. You're like, oh yeah, cool, like that's that guy. But anyway. Speaking of games that really are at the peak of gaming, Bloodborne was recently announced to be getting an R-rated animated film from Sony Pictures in partnership with Jacksepticeye in Lyrical Animation. Sony has remembered that Bloodborne exists, and more than that, they are doing a animated film. And even crazier is Jacksepticeye, the YouTuber, is producing it. This is probably like you could have given me a million guesses about the news with Bloodborne. I never would have put these three things together: Bloodborne movie, Jacksepticeye. Like come on. But someone theorized that this goes to what you can talk about, Jessica, is that that Sony saw the numbers of Iron Lung, right, or whatever, the Markiplier movie.
Yeah.
And was like, we got a YouTuber, like we need a YouTuber, we need a horror game. What do we own? Sony asked, and they said, we own Bloodborne. There we go. That'll do it.
So I've talked about this before. I don't think the Markiplier movie Iron Lung was really for me. I found myself getting pretty bored with it and walking out, kind of disappointed. But I mean, it was a success for being, an independent film. It was a success. It was number one at the opening box office that weekend. And overall, I would say for what it was and how much it cost, the film was a success. So I'm not surprised other people are latching onto this. And I think, honestly, it's probably healthy because more competition's always healthy. And again, I've not played Bloodborne. I can't comment on whether or not Jacksepticeye is the right guy to do it. I think you would be more. I think you would be more, specialized to speak on that front. But
yeah,
I mean, go for it, man. Like, I'm all for content creators creating stuff, putting stuff out there, and just go for it. Yeah, I mean, shit. That's what we're all trying to do.
And doing it animated, I think, is a big plus. I was literally thinking earlier this week, I was like, man, imagine a Bloodborne TV show, right? And it'd be live action. And I said, how would you do it? And I said, well, the hunter would have to be quiet. He couldn't talk. Because he's a FromSoft protagonist, right? They don't speak. And so you would have to do something like that, right? And it would be cool to have just like the gritty Yarnum, it's very like, even just like if I play you the Bloodborne trailer, right? There's no major spoilers for the game in the original trailer. But it gives you the gist, it gives you the vibes, it gives you the cinematic, right?
Right.
I believe this is it, yeah. 11 years ago, can you believe it? Like just blood and dirt, like grime. Yeah, give me that full. Yeah, give me that. Yeah. Look at that. Like, you could do a lot animated with this. You know, like, it's just that. It's the vibes and just everything. And you can have just a silent protagonist and just have a spooky, atmospheric horror show. In weird ass churches and shit. You know, so yeah, just that, like that kind of stuff would serve really well, you know, and that's so it's that kind of thing that you can make that a show. Um,
So okay, so it's going to be animated, right?
yeah, it's confirmed animated,
Okay.
and it's lyrical animation. I want to double check on who these guys are. Bruiser, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, Mother Cat, nothing I've heard of. Looks like indie stuff.
So here's my next question. Well, first of all, I think animated's probably the best path for something like this. Although to be honest with you, I could see a live action version working. Now you mentioned having a silent protagonist.
Yeah, silent protagonist.
So like with the Legend of Zelda movie, like of course in the Legend of Zelda games, Link is a silent protagonist. Link doesn't speak.
Hello, Roygen.
Do you think in the Legend of Zelda movie, do you think Link should speak?
Well, I did have a tweet saved, but for like a few weeks, but I deleted it. But it was that the one of the cinematographer, one of the guys said like that they kind of want to have him speak less to preserve the original intent. But that they're not like making any like promises or whatever.
Because see, here's the thing, man. I don't think you can do a whole film with a protagonist that doesn't speak. Because you think about like you have like a 2-hour movie going, and your protagonist doesn't talk at all. That's I don't know, man. That I can see that going real bad, real fast.
Okay, so the story of Bloodborne is that you are a traveler that is infected with a disease of some kind, and you go to Yharnam, the city, because Yharnam has a special cure that cures everything, where you get new blood. The blood ministration, right, is what they call. And by getting blood ministration, you can get blood ministration, but you have to enter a contract to become a hunter, to hunt the beasts of Yharnam. Beefy Bites is here. Hello, Beefy. So basically that, and then you are given a note that says seek pale blood, transcend the hunt. That's it. That's all you get. And you hunt, and you hunt, and you hunt, and you hunt. And then it's like that meme. I don't know who I am, I don't know where I am, but all I know is I must kill, right? Like, you know, and that's
right.
So you could have something where the protagonist has like his throat's all fucked up, right? Like, my throat's fucked up because of this disease or this blood administration. So he can grunt and go, ugh, you know, and stuff like that. But you have other characters because it's a Souls game, right? Other characters talk to you. You have the guy in the wheelchair, who was not in that trailer, is a different guy in the wheelchair. The guy in the wheelchair that gives you the blood, and he gives you the whole thing about how, like, you know, you serve and contract and all that bullshit. Then you have the doll, your level up lady. You have Gehrman, your old guy, and the other old guy in the wheelchair. Eileen the Crow. You have you know, all the NPCs, right? That can kind of give you the story with it, right? But because this is animated lends itself to doing those lot more of those out there artsy kind of movies, right? You don't necessarily have to have the character talk. You know, even though they are the protagonist, you can just have people talk around them, and you know, the main character is just like, you know, ugh. It could work if they have one or two characters speaking for him. Like, it's not necessarily because, you know, he can just be silent and he's like, I'm hunting this beast, and you're along for the ride. You're watching it happen, you know, and then the doll or whatever will be like, oh, good hunter, you know, you have to go and, you know, do this other thing. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing? Narrator could be narrator.
See, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, what works in one medium doesn't work in the other. Because with a game, you have all these other things to distract you. You've got the gameplay, you got the level design, you got puzzles, all this other shit. All right. But in a film, it's not an interactive medium. So you need it to interact with you. Like, you can't really interact with it. It has to interact with you. And I feel like you can't really do that with a silent protagonist. That's why I'm fully on board with Link talking his ass off in the Zelda movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I want to sit there and watch Link just be mute for
I'm trying to think
2 fucking hours. So
I'm trying to think if there's any movie that comes to mind of like, this character doesn't talk. He's the main character. Like Andrew says, you know, it's not how Hollywood operates. They want to cast a high profile actor. You know, if they want to do Dwayne Johnson in the Bloodborne movie, I swear to God, I'll die. You know, I'm like, fuck you, Hollywood, for that. But the hunter already has his hat and he has his mask pulled up, right? So already his face is covered. So no matter who you get, his face is covered up, right? And unless that's the other thing too. Is this going to be an adaptation of the game, or is this going to be a Warcraft style movie? Which Warcraft may have bombed, but I think Warcraft is one of the best like examples of being like, here's how to do a video game movie, which is tell a story in the video game, do the lore of the video game, right? So if this is lore story, or loose adaptation, or like you spiritual kind of retelling something, you know, you get something with it, but. I assume it's going to be the protagonist arrives at Yharnam for blood ministration, and he becomes the hunter, and then he goes through and all the crazy shit that happens with that.
mm-hmm.
Give him a cool sidekick. Like, they could have the doll be the one that talks the whole time, you know, and tells the story and everything, but, you know, we'll see. But Jacksepticeye did give a statement. He has a whole video up on his channel right now, but he says, I'm going to do everything in my power to make this the best Bloodborne adaptation possible. Not only is it my favorite game ever made, but I also know how truly passionate the fans of this game are. Like, that is true. Like, the Bloodborne fans love Bloodborne to death. Like, I love Bloodborne to death. And it's probably second favorite game of all time. If not the first, you know, but you know, so, you know, and I trust Jack at least to know what's good and what's not, and what works, and, you know, and stuff like that. So they just need to know, like, how you going to do the talking, what the story's going to be, you know, like what are we getting with this? A Bloodborne animated movie. I just hope the doll is hot. You know, like, that's, you know, and then you get the Lady Maria. Is Lady Maria going to be in the movie? Because she's DLC. She don't count. You know, she's a DLC fight. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, I can't really comment too much on it because I've never played the game, but you know, I'm hoping for everybody that has. I hope it turns out great.
Well, it's basically like, it's like Liza P, right? Like, you played Liza P. Liza P, I link it to Bloodborne because it is a Bloodborne like in a lot of ways. But it's the same situation. If there's gonna be a Liza P movie, P doesn't talk, right? The whole game, he doesn't talk. Everyone else talks around him. So if there's going to be like, oh, we're going to do a Lies P animated movie, it'd be like, fuck yeah, that sounds cool because there's a lot of cool visuals in that game. But it's how do you make P talk or do you make him not talk? You know, like so.
Yeah, you make him talk and you make him sound like this. Oh boy, Dorothy, I've got no strings to hold me down.
He's just, and P is played by Timothy Chalamet, and dude looks like Timu Ninja. So him and Ninja did the hair dye thing at about the same time. But Jacksepticeye is like, he's an old head with YouTube. He's fucking one of the first gaming Let's Players back in like what 2010, 2011, you know? Like he's an old head. And a lot of these guys, the better ones like Mark and Jack and even PewDiePie to an extent, but like they get their money and now they're investing. You know, he doesn't want to be just a YouTube guy forever playing these fucking video games. Like he's voice acting too. Like he's in Dispatch. He plays a character in Dispatch. And you wouldn't know if you didn't know, like you didn't know who was him. It's like, oh yeah, he's good. He's an Irish guy, plays an Irish guy, you know, whatever. But this is definitely his first foray into something like this. To be a fly on the wall when this was either pitched or when he put the talk in or what happened, because how did this come to be, right? Like this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that started out on YouTube have gone on to get into other career fields, but you know, like the Team 4-Star people that did DBZ Abridged, they're voice actors now. Like they are actual voice actors. They actually work in the voice acting industry. Markiplier and Jacksepticeye getting into movies, that doesn't surprise me. It's, you know, it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, like, here's the thing. These are people who they made a shit ton of money off of YouTube. And unlike some other YouTubers who were big around the same time, these guys actually invested their money well. They were smart with their money. They didn't go out and they weren't like, well, I'm going to buy this huge ass mansion. I'm going to buy these 10 different cars. No, they were actually smart with their money. Like, folks, if I can give you any kind of financial advice, this is it. If you happen to
buy gold,
if you happen to come into a great deal of money, let's say, I don't know, let's say you get 50 million bucks, okay? Don't go out there and start living like a millionaire.
No.
Put it in some safe investments, all right? Put it in some low risk mutual fund stocks. Put it into something to where the interest rate is not, I mean, the interest rate's not going to be crazy on something like that. But shit, you think, oh, shit, what's the interest rate right now? Fuck. The interest rate right now, I think is like, it's around 4%. I think it's a little less than that, but we'll just say, fuck it. We'll just round it up to 4%. Okay. Where the fuck is my calculator on this computer? Holy shit. Fuck it. I'll use my phone. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So let's say you got $50 million. All right. Take 10 million of that, get you a nice home, new car, whatever. Just take 10 million of that initially to spend on whatever the fuck you want. All right. Put the other 40 million into a safe investment. Okay. So you've got, let me make sure it's actually it's 4 million, 40 million. There. So you got 40 million. All right. Throw that into some safe investments. Interest rate every year, 0.04. And shit, hold up. Fuck. What the fuck? My calculator froze on me.
Invest money.
Invest money.
Is what Jester is saying.
Invest it wisely. So that, folks, that is $1.6 million every single fucking year in just interest rates alone. If you can't live off of that every year, you've got a problem. You've got a huge problem. Just be fucking smart about it. Be very conservative about your money.
Zombie Boy says, I'd rather see visual storytelling than talking in these types of games and movies. The limited dialogue in the game is more impactful and meaningful. I don't think Hollywood is capable of that these days. See, that's the thing. Like, it's gotta be silent protagonist. It has to be. If you're adapting the game that has the protagonist, the hunter, has to be silent protagonist. If you're telling a story within the game, you want to talk about Willem and Lawrence. You want to talk about Gehrman and Maria. You want to talk about any of them, right? You can talk, right? At the choir in Mikolash, I'm just saying names and they're just going right over Jesker's head. But like if you want to talk about that stuff, the lore, right? Then you can do it. But otherwise, it's like, it's got to be silent. Got to be silent protagonist, and it's got to be just artsy, and it's got to be gory, and it's got to be graphic, and that's the way we're gonna do it.
I think you also got to realize that this is an adaptation. You can't translate it 1-to-1 from one medium to the other as an adaptation, and I think people need to keep that in mind.
Ruby's here. Hello, Ruby. Says he's just stopping before he heads to bed. Good night,
Ruby's
Ruby.
not going to get this because he didn't see the other show, but Ryan, come on now. I'm just your pet rat. I was your pet rat. Come on, Ron. Show some mercy. Bless you, boy.
I almost clipped that part out because Jesker was crying. I had him crying.
That shit was so funny. Just like, just imagine when he thinks Harry's gonna spare him. He's like, "Bless you, boy. Bless you."
Oh, bless you, boy. No,
we'll take him back to the castle, and we'll let the Dementors deal with them. Oh no!
Oh, why? Without the Dementors. Oh, come on.
Speak up for me. I was your rat.
Zombie Boy says, "I want more Berserk." I still gotta read Berserk or watch it or something. So much souls comes from Berserk.
Ruby, to explain the joke to you. We were talking about Snape being cast as a black guy, and we came up with the idea that you, Ruby, would be a perfect pick to play Peter Pettigrew in when they get to Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, I mean, if Snape can be black, why can't Peter Pettigrew?
Well, and we also said you would need to have a black member of the Marauders because otherwise they're just racist.
Exactly. You're gonna keep this reboot from being racist, Ruby.
Oh, okay.
Right, I was your pet rat.
Right, I was your pet rat.
Oh shit.
So like let's get this over with. I got a date with a bat amalgamagus.
Ruby said that's what I'm good for. What, fucking bats?
That's also what I'm good for.
I'm sorry, Voldemort. I can't be at the Death Eater meeting tonight. I got a date with Rouge the Bat.
I was playing with Rouge the other day. Whoa, do it, TMI, Ruby.
Yo, Ruby. Yo.
Now, it got to the point where I actually read that. I was like, I was playing with Rouge the other day. I actually read that in the voice. Anyway, enough Ruby King disrespect. We don't need disrespect. Disrespect Ruby. The only FFS member that actually says hi in the chat. Playing with the boobies. Anyway, let's get into just to get some a little bit more meat before we move on to the miscellaneous news. But the Avatar Paramount hack, as you see here, the video here, 30 million views deleted, copyright strike. And I did see the clip that this was attached to. It was a clip of the character that is going to be played by Batista waking up in, or he's like comatose, and it's all the characters around him. Katara's trying to heal him, and Toph's like fiddling with a rock, and they're like, "Oh, who is this guy?" Right? So they seem to have discovered a mysterious man, and they that seems to be the core of the plot. It seems to be it. That clip seemed to be early on in the movie. I have not tracked down the full movie. Tried to, but did try too hard. I figured I'd wait. But the thing is, this whole movie leaked out, and it seems done. Movie doesn't come out until October. So, like, fuck you guys. That like it's just like the movie's done. You could have put it out. If this could have been coming out in Paramount Plus like next week, perfect, cool. People would have went and see it. You're gonna wait until October to put it out? People ain't gonna stick around for that shit.
No,
they're gonna find the pirated version.
No, like once you get it to a certain stage, bro, like if you don't put it out soon, it's going to get leaked. This is I don't know why these studios don't get this. This is 2026. It's very easy to leak shit now. I mean, bro, like Kingdom Hearts 4, and Nomura even admitted this. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced earlier than anticipated, but one of the reasons that it was announced is because it was actually about to get leaked. Like the existence of Kingdom Hearts 4 was about to get leaked. And so Square wanted to get ahead of it, and they just went ahead and announced it.
So, Andrew had these earlier for us to read, said that he downloaded the movie and thought it was great with amazing animation, but Paramount didn't get hacked. He says, where's the second one here? Someone from distribution leaked the movie, but the motive is unknown. Some fans are justifying the leak because of the race-based casting, not bringing back the original cast. There's, I can't speak on how it got leaked because the original clip that this had a big watermark on it from like a hacker group. And I've seen like people who claim to have been working on the movie as an artist say that it's like this got hacked and leaked and this is bullshit, right? And it wasn't done by like a malicious thing. So that he repeats it again with the 420. Thank you, Andrew. Just saying the same thing. So anyway, I don't know if this is the full breakdown of it, but this is a hacker group broke in overnight, stole the finished film, posted 2 clips on Twitter to prove they have it. Paramount has said absolutely nothing. They have taken it down. Movie took 6 years to make, was supposed to hit theaters, and then got moved on to streaming. We covered that it was supposed to be a theatrical release, and then they moved it to Paramount Plus because they're like, who gives a shit? The hacker group Peggle Crew watermarked the clips as proof they hold the film. Clips are confirmed real. Like I saw it. It's Dave Bautista's the villain. Full movie's not online, but I think by this point it got released because Andrew said he watched it, and I've seen people more or less talk about seeing the whole thing. So I saw 2 clips, and the one is the one I just described, and it was the other one was them in the spirit world, as there appears to be spirit world shenanigans in this new one, and it was kind of a member berry ass like fan servicey scene where they go into the spirit world and Aang and Sokka get turned younger, so they of course turn into their original series versions.
You mean their marketable selves?
Yeah. Katara and Zuko get turned older. They turn into their Korra versions, their elderly versions. Toph turns into the Chibi Toph from the Avatar Chibi shorts. So it was, it seems so like fan servicey, right? Like it's like, look, it's the other versions of them, and it's like, yeah, okay. Zombie Boy says, just watch the Avatar Last Airbender series. Nothing is going to be better than that. Still, best TV show ever made. Fight me.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm confused now. Okay. Them turning into their younger selves and their older selves. I kind of get it because it's like the whole concept of, oh, it's like a spiritual realm. It's outside of time and space, the past and the present and the future. They're all happening in a single moment. Time's an illusion, blah, 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 blah. I've seen that other shit. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Toph turning into a chibi.
Yeah.
First of all, that shit's not fucking canon, right?
Well, they treat her like, well, yeah, it's not, the shorts aren't canon, no,
Yeah,
but
the
they treat her
shorts
like she's
aren't
like,
canon.
they treat her like she's been turned into a baby. So I don't know if that's what it's meant to like signify. But they use the chibi shorts version of her because it's the recognized, well, look, it's her from the chibi shorts, right?
Because if they use the chibi shorts version of Toph, would that suggest the chibi stuff's like another universe?
I don't know if it's like I said, I think it's more just an artistic choice. It's not necessarily like a time, like a, you know, anything like that. I think it's, I don't know. It's a 5-minute scene. From what I can tell, it didn't seem like that was going to be a permanent thing. They're going to be reverted. It's like it's just I clapped when I saw it kind of scene, right? Like like a Rogue One. Oh, it's the ATST, right? I clapped when I saw the ATST from that Red Letter Media thing. But
Andrew, you have just asked the impossible. Don't overthink it, Jester.
Yeah, that's what we do here on the show.
Boy,
we overthink it.
My whole existence is overthinking shit.
We must overthink. That's how we get through. So there's that whole thing. I'm sure the animation from what I saw was good. It was very, very fluid. Like the scene of Toph like fiddling with the rock that in that first scene that was leaked, like it was good. Like it was very, very good quality animation. It was drawn by the people that did like the Monkey King movie, I think, or something. Or they did like the Turtles cartoon movie. They've done other like Nickelodeon animated stuff. So they did that. It's, you know, it's good animation. The voice acting is the thing that's like, I'm gonna need to see more of that. I'm gonna need the mere fact, and people have talked up and down. Like Twitter, I haven't seen anyone support the whole not bringing back the original voice actors thing. None of them. They're like, no one's like, yeah, this was a good idea. You know, it's like, this is bad. Like everyone's like, why isn't this the original voice actors? It's stupid to not bring back the original voice actors. Even if you were going to say, oh, like the moment in the spirit world where they get turned into their younger selves, that's the moment where you bring back the original voice actors. Even for a cameo. But like, no, we got to have them all look their race and shit. It's voice acting. And it's just, you can tell that decision was made 3 years ago when all that shit was hot. 3 to 6, 6 years ago when they started making this, right? When everyone had to do the whole, like, you got to make them the proper, race thing, yeah. And then they're like, and you could tell that was the big thing. When it's like, look at Korra. Korra's voiced by like a white woman. I guarantee if she's ever in something again, she's going to be played by the same actress because it was only, fucking 10 years ago? Like 13 years ago? So, yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I don't know if I'm going to, if the pirated version comes across my desk, maybe I will watch it. But otherwise, if I have to wait till October to watch it official, fuck that. Like, it's been leaked, Paramount. Just put it out now. I saw a tweet that said now the only way for Paramount to actually make money off of it is to put it in theaters. So, yeah, like it would be like that'd be funny because the breakdown was that, well, if you put it into theaters, it has a theatrical run, it comes out in digital, then it's pirated. At least it had its run. If it's released on digital and then pirated, it didn't have its run. It don't make any money off of that,
Right.
So it's like, well, now you kind of have to like put it out in theaters just to make some money back.
Or here's an idea. We chalk this up to what it actually is, and it's a clusterfuck.
It is. This whole movie.
It didn't have to be that way, but that's shit. That's what they did,
It was
man.
mediocre to me, and I don't hate it, but yes, like, oh yeah, like there is Avatar, and then there's everything. Like there's, and then Korra's down here, but like Korra's not far down, but it is down. It's down below. Show me someone that likes Korra, and I've heard it, that likes Korra more than Avatar Airbender, and I will show you a crazy man, because like I've seen it, and I'm just like, how? Like I understand that it's more mature right? But it's not. It just has older characters. It's not more mature. Like the theming isn't more mature. The language is. That's it. Like when you actually look at it, it's like it's not. There's no genocide. There's no major war happening. It happens in the fourth season, but even then, it doesn't though. Like it's like a false maturity, if that makes sense, with Korra. And the character of Korra is so unlikable and so awful, so badly written in a lot of ways. And a lot of it comes from the fact that they only thought they were only going to do one season of Korra, and then they got ordered for a second. They didn't think they were going to do a third. They got ordered for a third, right? So you kind of have that, like, whoa, we started and stopped this show like 3 times now. But
yeah, originally it was supposed to be, just kind of a neat little bonus thing to
like, oh, we did a sequel to Avatar, and cool.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that's, especially you look at the ending of season 1, like that was clearly the intent. It was like, oh, here you go, guys.
Mako and Korra, they got together, and she's an Avatar, and Aang's here, and yay,
We'll see you in 10 years when we put out some other little thing.
Yeah. That alternate timeline where they would have had a different Earth Avatar. I wonder what that would have been like. Because we've talked about that cyberpunk to modern day was kind of their way they should have gone with a male Earth Kingdom protagonist. But then they did the weird ass Seven Haven shit. But season 1, because they would have had to have just, I don't know what they would have, because there's no spirit vines, there was no none of that stuff. So you would have just had the 1920s aesthetic, and then you would have moved another 50 to 60 years, 100 years, or whatever. And would it have been like a modern day just Earthbender? Interesting.
Yeah, I would assume it would probably be modern day. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
That, or it would maybe near future, possibly, but I would be more interested in modern day. Like it would just be interesting. Okay, our world, our time period, but an Avatar.
Yeah. The 20s aesthetic of Korra was cool. Korra had a lot of cool, like Amon and Zahir are like fucking S-tiered fucking Avatar universe characters. Like,
absolutely.
Top fucking tier. And Amon loses a little bit. Right when Amon loses his aura is when it's like the last episode, so it don't matter. But like that fucking when they attack the pro bending arena and they're riding up on the cables and they blast the fire, and Amon just gets off of the cable and nearly dodges the fucking fire like it's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool. And then like when he tanks the blood bending, and then and then the guy's like, "What are you?" And he's like, "I am the solution." Like just like God.
Oh, dude, that shit was so fun. I am the solution. I'm like, okay, shit, fuck. All right.
Yeah, season 1 of Korra was good, and would have been happy they didn't continue. Yeah, especially with season 2 being so blah. And then
I'm one of those people that I like the concepts of season 2. I like the idea of delving into the first Avatar. Like, do I think
those two episodes are the only good part of season 2?
Do I think it could have been executed better? Yeah. Do I think that Unalaq is kind of trash? Yeah. But the Vatu stuff, I'm kind of cool with. Okay, I'm divided on Vatu. Let me say this. I'm divided on Vatu. On the one hand, it's like, oh, there's like a dark Avatar spirit. It's like, okay, that could be kind of cool because, a lot of famous heroes have like a dark version of themselves. Sonic and Shadow, Pit and Dark Pit, Sora and Vanitas, kinda, I guess, maybe. But there's like a dark version of like the main hero, like that. That's
the yin yang trope or whatever.
Well, see,
the two sides of the coin.
Yeah, but Vatu's evil, and Yin and Yang's
Yeah.
not necessarily good and evil. Yin and Yang.
I mean,
is
I just mean just the the classic the dichotomy.
You mean the 20th century Western idea?
The dark mirror. The dark
Right,
mirror, right?
right.
Like that, just that kind of like that trope,
But at the same time, I also think, well, Avatar is also based off of a lot of Eastern religions, and Vatu's kind of like a devil figure. There's not really a devil in a lot of Eastern religions.
Yeah.
It's more based on like the original infinite potential, and from that came duality, and from duality came all things, and basically that's Taoism. But there's a lot of it's more ambiguous in that sense, and it's really more about balance, which is what Avatar is all about. The Avatar has to restore the balance of the world. The Avatar has to protect the balance. And that's really like the big theme in Eastern religions is balance between all things. So in some ways, I feel like Vatu kind of betrays that idea. So I'm of two minds on it.
Well, as yeah, the and then the Korra fucking up the Avatar past life thing, and then so now that like chick in Seven Havens, which also we talked about, that Seven Havens thing is a dumb idea. Everything about that is stupid. I hate it all. I literally can't get behind any of it. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking. Like it's a soft reboot is what it is. And
is that the one they were gonna have is that the one where they were gonna have like the twin avatars, like one?
Yeah, that is what they're having. Yeah. Rumor is that the other one's gonna be the Dark Avatar. I don't know if that's confirmed, but it's definitely gonna be that there's a young kid in a post-apocalyptic Avatar world, but not in a cool way. And she's I got a robotic arm and a peg leg. Like it's just weird. And really all the problems with Korra, all the problems with Seven Havens, all the problem with this animated movie can get pointed to one show. You know what that show is, Jesker? It's the Dragon Prince.
To this day, I have never seen the Dragon Prince.
I've never seen Dragon Prince either. But do you know who is the chief writer on Dragon Prince?
It was made by the same people that made Avatar, wasn't it?
It was made by one of the same people that made Avatar. The only guy who didn't go back to Korra. So they never had him around to do all. So it was like the core group wasn't there. He left. It was like one of the writers, So it's like, and then, so you lose that. And so that's why a lot of it's all kind of disjointed. Never did click the same. The comics don't click the same way that the show does. There's a damn forklift in the comics and it's weird. It makes no sense. But, and so it's just Avatar is 3 seasons of a show. And that's it. There is no Avatar before. There is no Avatar after. It begins and ends there. And that is, we are happy with that. You can kind of peek and look at the other stuff. And you can appreciate the beauty in the ugliness that is Legend of Korra seasons 1 through 4, and be able to point and go, look, the scene with Iroh is cool. Not the other scene with Iroh, but this one's cool, right? Or like, yeah, Katara is there, and that's cool. Like, Dante Bosco plays Zuko's like grandkid, and that's cool. And then you kind of look at like Korra and Mako, Bolin and Asami, and it's like, fuck all those guys, fuck them. Like, the only 2 good characters. Well, actually, there's a few. Okay, so you got Tenzin's cool, right? You gotta love Tenzin.
Yeah.
Lin Beifong, she's cool. Su Beifong, also cool. Opal fucking sucks. Who gives a shit? Bolin sucks. Mako sucks. Korra sucks. Sami sucks.
Whoa.
No, we're moving on. We got fucking Kai sucks. You even know who Kai is? Everyone forgot about Kai. Kai sucks.
Kai is the he was somebody's love interest. Oh, Tenzin's daughter. Yeah,
Tenzin's daughter. Tenzin's daughter's love interest that also was an airbender. He's like the street urchin kid.
Yeah, basically.
Fucking Tenzin's daughter sucks. Both of them. Janora sucks.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Janora and Bolan are fine characters. Fuck you, Wizard.
Fucking who else sucks? Fucking Milo. Milo fucking sucks.
Milo's fine.
No, Milo sucks.
Milo's fine.
Who else is cool? Zahir's cool. Everyone else in the Red Lotus sucks. You got fucking Amon's cool, but his brother sucks, and Yakon's cool too, but you don't see him that often. But he's also voiced by Clancy Brown. Old Zuko is kind of cool, but he's got a dragon, and you know that dragon, Jesker, was in the golden egg from the Sun Warriors episode of Avatar. That was a baby dragon.
I got my baby dragon. I'm going to use Time Wizard. Turn to 1,000 dragon. How you like that, Mai?
Anyway, so yeah, Korra is just and also the goats, Varric and Julie. Let's be honest, those characters. Varric carries season 2, and
you know what? You're not wrong.
So yeah. Really, just more Varric and Julie is all you need.
You know what the funny thing is? The best romance in all of Korra is Varric and Julie.
Varric and Julie, yep.
That is the best fucking romance in the entire fucking show. Like when they get together, that makes me fucking smile. That makes me happy. Korra and Asami, where the fuck did that come from?
That came from anyone who says there's build-up to that are fucking liars. They're just fucking teenage shippers that read into a bunch of bullshit. That came from fucking nowhere. And the mere fact that she opens up that spirit portal is leading to the destruction that is the Seven Havens shit that she's dealing with now, meaning that the lesbianism destroyed the world. Thanks. That's the true lesson of Avatar.
What does... Mama, what destroyed the world? Scissoring. Scissoring destroyed the world. What's scissoring? I'll tell you when you're older.
It's the band bending that we don't do. It's the leg bending.
It's the leg bending. Yeah, it's worse than blood bending. It's even more banned than blood bending.
Yeah, you thought blood bending was bad. Anyway, but there'll be more Avatar. Once I actually watch that movie, be more Avatar rants to come. Plus the Netflix show that also sucks is also happening. Season 2 of that. And that season 3.
That show's fine. Don't listen to Wizard.
They got a course correct. I got to see how they fired their showrunner. So we got to see what they can either take a nosedive or they can go up. Right. So I got to see. But anyway, another show to look forward to on Netflix is another show that's kind of close to my heart. And it's a bit of a boomer show, right? Jessica, you have those boomer shows where they're like, yeah, it's old, but you watched it when you were a kid. You're like, yeah, I could be kind of into it. And that's Little House on the Prairie.
Good night, John Boy.
That is not Little House on the Prairie. That is Walton's.
Oh shit. Okay, well that tells you how much I've seen of Little House on the Prairie. Fuck.
So Little House on the Prairie, I have watched probably every episode of because me and Mama Wiz enjoyed it, and that's it'd be interesting to see. It's literally the adaptation of Little House. Like I don't think you can get a better like Little House. It's the thing. So, which also a pretty interesting connection to the Little House TV show and Yu-Gi-Oh. I've talked about it before, but I'll talk about it when this is over.
Once upon a time, Ma and Pa and Mary and Laura.
So far, costumes from the, like, if you're adapting to be like the TV show, yeah, everything looks good, but it's so hard not to follow up that TV show. Like, it's so hard not to, like, it's one of those things, right? When you're doing this adaptation, where you're like, yeah, that's just what I'm thinking of is a TV show. Like, where's Michael Landon's fucking 70s perm that shouldn't exist in the time frame, but he didn't want to get rid of it because he was a big celebrity guy. Like,
Left the big woods of Wisconsin and moved to the prairie, where a new life was waiting for them. Every day and every night was an adventure. And even though they were all alone and very small against the sky and the stars, they were happy because they were a family
we'll see.
and they were together.
And, you know, especially with how long, because it's Netflix, right? They're going to cancel this after like fucking one season. We're not going to get all the way through to Laura fucking meeting Almanzo, right? And we're not going to get that. Like, again, it's like I'm saying words that it's like I'm saying names you don't know. But actually historically, what's cool about Laura Ingalls is, you know, she's born here, she's doing all this covering wagon shit. She lived all the way up until like before World War II, like after World War I.
Yeah.
And she was able to have like people drive to her house in automobiles to like talk about her books because the books that come out. It's crazy. She's also considered the first libertarian because she during the Great Depression was like, fuck all that handout bullshit. But who will not be in this adaptation is the GOAT, Albert, the brother that was created for the original show. Albert.
So is this trying to be more accurate to the books?
I assume. I don't think that they're trying to do like, because this is Netflix. This isn't done by like NBC or whatever who did the original one. So this is Albert right here. This is the GOAT. Albert has the best episodes. He's basically like the Bart Simpson of the show, where he's like a prankster and he's like doing all this shit, and he's like, because most of the time you're watching, there's no like cool guy character besides like the dad and all that, but it's like there's no cool like kid guy characters that hold their own. So they created Albert. They're like, yeah, Albert's cool. And Albert's actor, Jesker, grew up to voice Jaden on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Are you serious?
This is Jaden's voice actor on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Get your game on the prairie.
That's why he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. So yeah, it's the craziest thing. He's just like, yeah.
All right, family. I summoned Elemental Hero Burstinatrix and Elemental Hero Avion and fused them into Elemental Hero Flame Wingman.
Yeah. So yeah, Little House of the Prairie. Can't beat that original show. There's a lot of actors on that, like, you know, a lot of the kids grew up to become major characters. The main Laura Ingalls, Melissa Gilbert, she voiced Batgirl in Batman the Animated Series until the new Batman Adventures took over, and then Tara Strong took over for Barbara. But Melissa Gilbert was in the original appearances, and I think Sub-Zero, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely she was in the first couple of Barbara Gordon appearances, and which was big because that's really like her only real claim to, you know, like Little House was her big thing, but she didn't really do a whole lot after that. None of them really did. But if you,
I don't know, I have my doubts about this because that show was such a product of its time.
It It was, and it is, but it isn't. It's pretty timeless in a lot of ways. But
no. I don't mean that it's outdated. That's not what I'm saying. Like a lot of those shows that came out then I think are timeless, like Andy Griffith, Little House on the Prairie. Like I'm not saying that. Like I can still go back and watch those old shows all the time. But what I'm saying is that I don't know if we're capable of making anything like that today.
No. If anything, they're definitely going more off in the books, and they're trying to do it like a well, it'll be probably more serious. I mean, Little House had its moments, but it was very serialized. You know, there's fucking kids get killed, but kids die that only ever appeared in that fucking episode. You're like, this guy fucking doesn't, this kid didn't exist last episode, and he's never going to appear after, right? And stuff like that. But then they had their moments that happened. It's like, oh, the sister goes blind and all that stuff. But and then Albert gets it the fucking worst. It's bullshit. They had to write off Albert out of the show because it was the last season. So he gets like early ancient MS and fucking dies in the same episode. You're like, what the fuck? Like, fuck that.
I guess you ain't joking anymore, are you, you little scamp? It's fucked up. I'm sorry. But like one of the shows that I grew up with, watching it with my dad, was Andy Griffith.
Mm-hmm.
And I never, ever need to see an Andy Griffith reboot ever.
No,
because man, the original is just, it's too good. Like, just let it stand on its own. I don't need an Andy Griffith reboot. I do not need that.
No.
I never need that. I will go back. Shit, I could go back and watch that shit right now. Where's TV Land at? Where the fuck is TV Land?
Yeah,
at?
you could probably find most of it just free online, right? Like that's how a lot of these shows are. A lot of those older ones are these days. It's like, yeah, download Tubi. You just watch it.
Yeah. I don't that era of TV I don't think needs to be remade or rebooted. Just leave it alone.
Yeah,
something
like,
about it. Just
my grandma used to watch MASH a lot, and so I used to watch MASH a lot. And it's like MASH is great, and it is timeless because it's already a period piece. But it's like you couldn't do MASH. No one would want to do MASH.
No,
you know, but no one wanted to touch it. But that was like critically acclaimed television, defined like TV in like 70s or whatever. Like you can't touch it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just, that stuff, man. That period of television, I would just leave it alone. Let it stand on its own.
I'll tell you what's not getting left alone, and that's a period of movies, specifically the Lord of the Rings movies, as we already covered before in the show a few weeks ago. That Stephen Colbert is doing his sequel. We had another one in the works that we kind of knew about, and that's Hunt for Gollum. And we had the cast announcement just happened a little bit ago. Serkis as Smeagol, Ian McKellen.
Wait,
Kate
who's
Winslet.
Who's Smeagol?
Andy Serkis.
Oh, okay. I thought you said somebody else for a second.
Ian McKellen as Gandalf. Kate Winslet as Marigold. Jamie Dornan will be Strider. Viggo Mortensen will not return to play Aragorn.
Ooh.
Leo Woodall is Halvard.
But you know what, though? I guess that makes sense because it's a younger Aragorn, but the actor's older now.
Well, yeah, it could have been. I don't know if he could have turned it down. Like maybe they're like, because I assume there's going to be some CGI on a lot of these guys. But like Ian and Kate, like, you know, like they're pretty, like they could pass. But, you know, even Hobbit was like 10 fucking years ago, you know, and that was pushing it back then. But
that's true. I mean, I am actually kind of shocked Ian McKellen's coming back.
Yeah.
Just keeping it 100.
I mean, he's played. We're getting him as Magneto and him as Gandalf. Like whatever. Think about that. So we're getting it within the same year or so span. We're getting Gandalf and Magneto, right? Rewind 10 something years ago was Days of Future Past and The Hobbit, where we got Gandalf and Magneto. Rewind again back to like 2003, and it was Gandalf and Magneto.
Yeah, and I love Ian McKellen. Like he's one of my favorite actors, but I'm just surprised he still has it in him. I mean, I'm glad he does, but damn. Like,
He probably just wants to have like a swan song or something. But remember, like Christopher Lee was Saruman in The Hobbit, and he was so old that he had to do it all sitting down on a green chair, and he had to do it in London because they couldn't fly him out to where they were filming. You know, he had to do it in a booth in London. You know, and but
I had no idea.
But yeah, if you watch, there's behind the scenes of him talking to I don't know if Jackson's there, they got someone else to do it. But he's sitting there and he's just talking about like old Hollywood shit, and he's just chill, and he's just sitting there like, oh yes, and then that, you know, we used to do this and that, you know. And he was just, there's a pretty fun behind the scenes of him talking while they're filming that. But they Lee Pace as Thranduil, the guy from the Hobbit movies. And Elijah Wood as Frodo Baggins.
Wait, they're gonna have Frodo in this?
Yeah, I maybe in like so I don't know what this is, this Hunt for Gollum thing.
Okay, so I know Tolkien, so I'll explain. It's a little weird they're making an entire movie about it, because it's not that big of a part of the books, to be honest with you. But essentially, the movie will focus on Gandalf and Aragorn as they are searching for Gollum. Because remember, in The Hobbit, Bilbo stole the ring from Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
And Gollum went out of his cave searching for Bilbo, trying to find him, trying to hunt down the ring. And after Gollum left his cave and started to try and hunt down the ring, Gandalf and Aragorn started hunting down Gollum. And so because they thought, well, maybe he knows something about the ring. Maybe he knows about its location. It's them trying to basically get Gollum in order to get information out. Now, what happens is that Sauron's forces get a hold of Gollum first. They torture him, and that's how they learn about the name Baggins and the Shire.
Yeah.
So it's really not that big of a thing in the books. They're gonna have to do a lot of expanding on it because there's really not a lot of meat there.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like, even doing this at all, it's like we're really stretching the Lord of the Rings paper thin, right? Because it's like we really want to do stuff with these characters one true last time, right? And it's, you know, Baki says, I heard there's going to be a new Lord of the Rings game. As long as it's a cool something, like, you know, I don't know what you do with, but we need a good proper Lord of the Rings game. And I like Shadow of Mordor. I haven't played Shadow of War, but I like Shadow of Mordor. But it still wasn't like, we need like a team-based fucking, like, you know, your Aragorn, your Legolas, your Gandalf, your Frodo, you know, like one of those like they used to make for the movies, like a really good quality, something like that. You're playing through the trilogy or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, but we'll see. I mean, like, I can't really speak on it because I like the Lord of the Rings movies, but I haven't really given them a good proper watch since I was a kid. I have the extended editions behind me on my DVD shelf, but haven't sat and watched them. But
I watch those
like
babies
every
year.
It just seems like they're just stretching, just paper thin, just stretching it out.
It really does, man. It's the thing is like there's shit in Tolkien's universe that you can make movies out of that would be fine, but the Hunt for Gollum, like, that's really stretching it. Like, I mean, it's just
and now
not that
and now
big
we're
of a
getting that
thing.
Stephen Colbert thing where they're like, well, now we're going to do a sequel with all the original Hobbits, most likely. I'm assuming they're going to get Sean Astin and all that back, and it's like, that's weird too.
uncovering a mystery about something that happened during the war. Like, these are weird concepts to turn into films.
And like Rings of Power, that at least made sense. Like you're covering like the pre-collapsed, world. Okay, that made sense. And I don't think that that's necessarily tied to the films. It's more of like a book adaptation. But
Yeah.
still like that was
I don't
something.
think Rings of Power I don't think is good, but at least it made more sense to go with that time period.
Yeah. There's lore there. There's lore that you're actually building off of, like lore that's like, yeah, this could be a show. I can see this being a show. Same with like people want Silmarillion stuff forever. And maybe it's too hard to swallow.
Silmarillions I think is more of a rights issue than anything else. I just think I think there's something going on with the rights there. But I mean, you could have done if you want to do a Lord of the Rings sequel, like I said, take that original concept that Tolkien had for a sequel, where it's like 100 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Aragorn's descendants, and they're like hunting down this cult that worships Morgoth and Sauron, and are trying to bring back the dark ways, and it's basically them fighting a satanic cult, pretty much. Like, that's a cool idea. Like, you could have taken that concept and spun it into a whole film, or again, do something with the Silmarillion. There's I don't know, man. Like there's so much in Tolkien to cover that like these two ideas they've got are just really weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is at least a good, like I said, a good swan song for these actors, I guess, and it's something they can do. But I feel like there's other things you could have done that was even within this time frame or something. But I guess we'll see. I don't know how Frodo would be linked to it, but
I mean, I guess maybe Gandalf could stop by the Shire, and maybe he suspects Gollum's heading there or something,
or he's like, well, let me tell you, Frodo, about this like story that happened, and to put it in your book or whatever. I don't know.
But I feel like it'd be a younger Frodo, and you can't really do that with Elijah Woods.
Yeah, unless they de-aged him pretty well for The Hobbit, because Elijah Woods always kind of looked younger, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But another 2000s magical fantasy property that I remember was Harry Potter. And there's been a lot of talk of that new Harry Potter show and who should be Voldemort. And the original Voldemort, not the original Voldemort, but the main Voldemort, Ray Fiennes, has thrown his recommendation into the ring, saying that he's giving his blessing for Doctor Strange's, which is a weird way to say it, Tilda Swinton, take over as Lord Voldemort. So Ray Fiennes truly he has said that Tilda Swinton would be a good Lord Voldemort. Your thoughts, Jessica James?
Why? Why?
At this rate, it's gonna happen. You're getting female Voldemort, you're getting female Aslan, and you're gonna get female Sauron, and you're gonna like it. Damn it. Okay.
When the whole point of your show is to make it more book accurate than the films, and yet your show is going to make the films look more book accurate in comparison, there is a very, very serious fucking problem. Voldemort is a dude.
Yeah. Well, think of it this way, Jesker. Imagine the fucking rib, right? Which is to say, imagine the prank. Let's have Tom Riddle be a guy, but when they become Lord Voldemort, they become a girl, meaning that the villain and evil of the whole show is a trans woman. And JK just rakes in the fucking dough Well, they make a trans woman the villain of the Harry Potter show. The fucking meltdown. I'd do it just for that. If you're gonna make female Voldemort, you have to have a male Tom Riddle, and you have to make it a weird, evil magic transition and lean into it. Fucking lean into it. Piss people off. The audacity of it. It'd be funny. It's the only way I'll accept it.
Dude, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
There's no way you can make this work in any regard.
No, of course you can't.
Like, so what would be your Tom Riddle name equivalent, right? If they're gender swapping Tom Riddle, right? Is she like, what would she be? What's a Tom female?
Tamara Riddle.
Tamara Riddle. Yeah, that's what it'll be. That just doesn't make any sense. It does.
Tamara Marvolo Riddle. It's like, ew, stop. No.
Yeah, it's also like, yeah. Oh, and like fucking Quirrell's gonna have a chick on the back of his head. Like, there's gonna be trans allegory in this shit, whether they want it or not.
Dude.
It can't happen.
You imagine that it's like a female Voldemort on the back of his head, and he's like, you see, Potter, I tried to make out with this thing on the back of my head. I've never been with a woman before, but
you know how hard it is.
You
know how hard it is to jerk off when you got the Dark Lord woman behind your head all the time.
My tongue won't reach that far. We can cast magic to do all sorts of crazy shit, but there's no spell to extend your dick or your tongue that far, Potter.
It can go far, just not far enough.
Not far enough.
Yeah, so I don't. And also, it's like Voldemort's gonna kill like the Lily, and it's just, it doesn't. What the fuck is Bellatrix gonna do? Is Bellatrix gay now? Like, what the hell? What is this? What are we doing?
It makes no fucking sense. It's dude, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Like Tilda Swinton, I can see in a role in Harry Potter. I don't know what role that would be, but it's like, all right, cool. She's a prolific actress. I get it. But Voldemort, she's like, you just want her to be Voldemort because you know what she looks like, bald, and that's it. And she's skinny, and that's it.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't. Hey, who else would she like? Who would she be? She can't be like Tonks because Tonks is too young.
Yeah, no, she couldn't be Tonks.
Trelawney, right? She'd be Trelawney. Kind of a.
Actually, yeah, that could work.
Kind of a bit part, but wasn't like the original Trelawney like a crazy, like popular British actress too, like famous British actress?
I don't know, but no, she could be Professor Trelawney. I could see that. Actually, I could easily see that. That would actually work quite well.
She was she's Emma Thompson. Was Trelawney, and like Emma Thompson's like crazy famous.
Yeah, I think
so
I like that casting.
Yeah, it's like why can't just do that? Why does she gotta be Voldemort? I hope that it's just them like swerving, and it's just that because he don't know. Ray Fiennes don't know who's playing Voldemort. They just asked him, and he's like, "What's Ray Fiennes gonna do?" Be like, "Nah, fuck that. Should be a dude." You know, like truthfully, if I'm Ray Fiennes, I'd be like, "Bitch, cast me again. Give me more money." You know, like I'll do it again.
Which I like Ray Fiennes as an actor. I think he's actually a really talented actor. I saw Conclave not too long ago, and he was like the main character in that. And he's really good. I think he's a really good actor.
Or like the kitchen or the meal or whatever that food one, you know.
Yeah.
He's good in that too.
Dude, I don't know who I would get to be Voldemort. That Voldemort's a tough one to cast, especially if you're going book accurate.
Yeah. Well, and then
that's tough.
they opened up the possibility of bringing Americans, right? Or other people of other, like they have John Lithgow, right, as Dumbledore, so it's like we can have anybody. It was before with the British movies, it was like, yeah, it has to be British actors, right? And that made sense. But now it's like it could be anybody, Give Johnny Depp another pass at it. And he got actually Mads Mikkelsen also would probably be pretty good too. But like,
I mean, Mads Mikkelsen is the one that I've, that was like a real popular prediction for a while.
So that'd be wild because at least it'd be like, yeah, he's Grindelwald, but no one saw those. No one saw that last movie. No one gives a shit. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That moment when that hits the timeline, right? We're gonna have that, like it's true. Like Mr. President, a second gender swap has hit the beloved 2000s fantasy.
There's always the nuclear option. Just one press of the red button, and I can make all this pain go away.
Let's compound with another classic property. First and foremost, Jessica, how do you feel about Dave Filoni being in charge of Star Wars? We like that, right? He's
I
right.
like, yeah. Jesus Christ, excuse me. Shit.
Wake up over there.
Yeah, I'm good with. Listen, I like Dave Filoni. I think Dave Filoni should have probably been the one in charge of. I don't know about the business side, but I think he should have been the one in charge of creatives at Lucasfilm to begin with, because he actually trained under Lucas. But at this point, I don't even think Filoni can salvage Star Wars because Star Wars is in such a pitiful shape. I don't even think Filoni could salvage it at this point.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, yeah. Filoni's also a bit of a he kind of sucks his own farts a bit with with a lot of his own shit. Like Ahsoka wasn't as big of a deal that she needed as much push as she got and will most likely get in his Filoni-verse movie if that ever happens.
Nah, you don't understand, Wizard. Filoni sat down and was like, she's a funnier character than we've ever created before. Ahsoka is the key to all of this.
Yeah, it's like Filoni walked over to the statue of Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker, pushed them together and said they're friends.
Yeah, he's like, you see, she's like Anakin's little sister. And
you know that story, right?
Look at where it had like Darth Maul and Darth Talon, and because they both have red skin, Luke's just like
pushed them together like they're friends, and they're like make the game that, and he's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this?
I mean, Filoni is probably like sitting there with like, see, Ahsoka is like Anakin's little sister, and Luke is his son. They're on a nephew, see, and Luke kissed his sister. We're gonna give him to kiss his aunt. It's gonna be great. I love it.
Have you seen that fan art of based on the Gillette meme where like Luke's like sees Ahsoka walk by and he goes to walk and then Anakin's Force Ghost comes up and stops and he's like, no.
He's like, Luke, listen. I listen. I know family's not off limits to you. I saw the Leia thing. All right, Obi-Wan told me about it after I died. But she's like your aunt, dude.
Can't be doing that. But anyway, so Mark Hamill has given his thumbs up for Dave Filoni, and has expressed his dissatisfaction with some of the decisions around Luke Skywalker's character in recent movies. Finally, it only took him fucking 10 years.
No. Wait a minute. Hold up, Wizard. I'm gonna have to defend my boy Mark here. I'm gonna have to defend him. There is a very famous interview that was done with Mark Hamill when Last Jedi was about to come out.
He walked that back, though. I saw that. He walked it back.
You know why he walked that back? He walked that back because Disney sat down and said, listen, motherfucker.
Don't bury our fucking movie.
I swear to God, we can make you disappear. All right. You remember Hillary Duff? Did Lizzie McGuire? Where's she at? Nobody knows. You want to know why nobody knows? Because we made her disappear. That's why. You want to be Hillary Duff? Mark, go out there and you take that back. All right.
But that is the thing with like, even if you want to say like, yeah, like Filoni knows what he's doing, it's the thing where all roads have to lead back to JJ's fucked up scripts, you know? So it's like, it sucks. Like, that's why the Mandalorian does the whole thing about like the Empire's still rising over here, right? We have to make the Palpatine shit make sense. So let's reintroduce cloning and midichlorian cloning and all that stuff. And it's like,
that's the thing, man. As long as those sequels are considered canon, it is a dead end for the franchise.
Yeah. And it's that writing, it's that, like, cause you can bend over backwards. You make a lot of shit work. Like, fucking, Bryan Singer, right? Bryan Singer sucks, piece of shit, whatever. But he tried to, in Days of Future Past, make that X-Men timeline make sense. Even though he didn't have to. He was willing to do it. Because there's a lot of shit where it's like, yeah, how come like Professor X and Charles could walk when we see him, but he goes paralyzed in the 60s during the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? But he's already bald and he can walk. Well, how's that happen? Well, because Beast invented this drug, right? Let him walk, you know, and stuff like that. Like they did that shit. How come Hank McCoy is normal, you know, but in the Cuban Missile Crisis he's stuck blue forever. But he's normal when you see him next too. Well, because he invented the serum, right? So they did all that stuff, made that work. So you could do you can bend over backwards, you make a lot of shit make sense. But Star Wars is just in a spot where it's like, man, you just can't do it. Everything's just a sour taste in your mouth. You know, you can try to like, you can try to eat whatever ice cream that you want, but sooner or later, you know, you're going to have to take a bite of the shit. And you can try to just dress it up however you want, but it's going to be shit. It's going to go down in your mouth. You know?
I mean, no, you're exactly right. Like I honest to God, I don't know how you take the franchise, as long as the sequels are canon. I don't know how you take that franchise and really reinvigorate it. Because we all know where this is leading. We all know where this eventually ends up, and that's Ray Skywalker. And it's like,
yeah,
just doesn't work, man. They've put themselves in a fucking corner. The only way you get out of this is you have to decanonize the sequels. That's the only way you get out of this.
Well, I'm not going to say they could, because they won't do it. They just straight up won't do it. The only way they'll do that is if they reboot Star Wars entirely. But we did have them remove all the sequel shit from the theme park, which is pretty cool. Like, there's the video that goes out now of Han Solo's actor for the theme park. You can meet Han Solo, and how because they used to have it was all First Order shit. It was all that sequel series shit. It was like, no one wants that. You go to the fucking theme park, you want to see the old shit. So they're finally doing that, thank God. Disney's like Disneyfying of Star Wars. They're trying to pull back on. And you know, we had like Mandalorian, right? Mandalorian was at its best when you're like, man, no movies come after this, right? When you kind of just forget. You're watching that, you're going like, man, we are experiencing Star Wars. This is the sequels to Return of the Jedi, and there is no Star Wars after this, right? You kind of just can forget. And then the later seasons when when Disney got their tentacles in it, you started being like, yeah, now there's Ahsoka's here, and now they're setting up Palpatine's return and the rise of the new empire. You know, and
guys,
it's like,
remember Snoke? Remember Snoke? Here's
you
a
just
Snoke
remember it
Easter
all,
egg.
and you're like, oh, I remember.
Well,
like this
look,
sucks now.
I was happy to see Ahsoka and Luke finally meet. I was like, okay, yeah, I want this. I want Anakin's apprentice to meet Anakin's son. Like that makes me happy. But it's a sequel trilogy shit. When you start throwing that in, I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. And yeah, just that if they came out, the only way you could do it, they won't do it. But how you do it is you reveal that you make up some fake bullshit and reveal that the sequel trilogy was all a hallucination. And if you want to, it would suck, but it's the palatable, better response is have the hallucinogenic bullshit happens during Force Awakens. Because Force Awakens is fine on its own. It was everything after was shit. But if you just stop there, you reveal that Force Awakens, there was a hallucination of some kind, Force vision or something. It didn't happen. We're going to course correct for Force Awakens, but they can't do it. They cannot do it. They are stuck.
They have a mechanism built into the lore to
time travel.
Yeah, the world between worlds.
Yeah.
They could use that to change things. Now that's dangerous because if they use it to change the sequels, they could use it to change the originals, to change the prequels. It can get very dangerous very quick. But if they ever wanted to, that is a built-in mechanism to get rid of the sequels.
See, the problem is just business-wise. They can't and they won't, right? Like, Disney threw so much money at that and they made all this. They can't. Like, Marvel can do it. Marvel can do a soft or hard reboot, depending on what they're going to do. Be like, look, we're starting over because no matter what, there's the comics. They know these characters are established. Everyone knows them. But Star Wars is the living mythology, right? It's the whole story. The whole story is part of the story, right? Now, that being said, they have removed things from canon before, right? As this story talked about how Lucasfilm has told multiple Star Wars authors that they cannot bring Mara Jade into canon.
Well, Mara Jade was never canon. Mara Jade was always a part of the extended universe.
But extended universe was quote unquote canon, quote unquote, right? Like it was, but
it was second tier canon.
Yeah.
Because even
in general, right? They had all
Lucas,
they had all these books.
Yeah, but even Lucas is going to ignore all that with his sequels.
Yeah. But they had all these books and everything.
Lucas was going to do a Darth Maul thing with the sequels.
Yeah. And then he had his thing, and then they had the books and everything, and then Disney was like, "We're not doing any of that, right?" Even though there was a lot of fans, right? And then we slowly saw Filoni be like, "Nah, I'm still doing it though. I'm gonna do it canon this time, right?" But
so, speaking of Mara Jade, back in the day, when Force Awakens just came out, we were getting ready for Last Jedi. People were theorizing. One of the theories I heard, and this is one of my favorite fucking theories, there's like a little stone that Luke, it looks like Luke is staring at this stone on Ahch-To when Rey finds him on Ahch-To at the end of The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And the theory was that stone was a tombstone and that it was the grave for Mara Jade. And there was a theory that Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, had actually fought and killed Mara Jade, meaning that Ben had killed his own aunt. And I was like, bro, that would be fucking wild.
I love how that theory's based on nothing, though. Like, it's one of those where it's like, wouldn't it be cool if? And it's like, yeah, well, what's the evidence that it happened? It's like,
well, I mean, again, people thought that could have been a tombstone, and people were wondering, well, whose grave would it be? And you know, the theory was that it was Mara Jade's grave. Dude, it's cooler than anything else we got from the city. Whoa, hello. Siri just activated. But it was cooler than anything else that the sequels had had put out. I mean, it's a cool theory, and like it kind of hypes up Ben because it's like, oh shit, he killed Mara Jade.
Now, do you think that they'll ever do something with Mara Jade in canon, or are they just never gonna touch it? Their names come up a lot over the years from what I've seen.
I would like them to. If they get desperate enough, maybe.
Is she probably is she probably the biggest like extended universe character besides like Thrawn, or is she above Thrawn, do you think?
I would say she's on the same level in terms of her popularity and notoriety.
Yeah.
But again, like I would like to see them do something with her. But again, because we know where Luke is in the sequels, there's no indication that he ever had a love interest before the sequels. There's no indication he was married before the sequels. There's no indication he ever had any children. And so when I look at where Luke is at in the sequels, I don't see any place for Mara Jade in the current canon, in the current timeline.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they would fit her in.
If you have to fit her in, if they do it 1-to-1, how she was in the extended universe, then yeah, probably not. But if they're like, yeah, we're telling this in between Luke's, because I would like an in between Luke story. They want to make him all AI and shit and make him still Mark Hamill. You don't have to do that. You can recast him with someone else. But you know, if they want to do something with that, like, yeah, we're not doing the full story, but we're using the character in a lot of ways people recognize, but in a way that's fresh and new and no one can kind of like predict and know where everything's going to go. You know, she can be a love interest or whatever without marrying him and having kids with him or whatever else, you know, just for like a fun Luke Skywalker movie or something.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, because of those fucking sequels, bro, it just puts a hard limit on what you can do in that time period.
So anyway, an addendum to a story we talked about last week. When we talked about Man of Tomorrow and the deadline and James Gunn war that happened. Adria Arjona has been cast in Man of Tomorrow. It was previously thought that she would play Maxima. That might not be correct anymore.
Who is she playing?
A lot of people went to, well, one person, Wonder Woman. Now I don't know if that's what's happening here, but I wouldn't. I'm not saying that, you know, it wouldn't be probably bad to have, you know, like if you like let's look at her. You know, as a Wonder Woman, probably not wouldn't be too bad.
That wouldn't be too bad at all. You know what? It's like that scene from Beetlejuice. Not bad.
So, yeah, I mean, it's better than Maxima. Maxima needs to be like, well, needs to be a redhead for sure, but like she's got this, you know, she's got a good Wonder Woman look, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at
all. I'd be down for it. Now here's the question though. Do you introduce Wonder Woman in Man of Tomorrow? Or do you wait?
See, two minds. I want to say, well, this is kind of getting overbloated, but at the same time, I thought that Superman was going to be overbloated, and I turned out, you know, I really loved the movie.
Yeah.
So,
but you can't deny though that Superman gave, like, people did think it was overbloated even after watching it. They were like, there's a lot of memes about like if James Gunn did Batman, it'd be like Batman, and then there's like here's Batman, and then we got fucking Booster Gold, and we got, you know, Martian Manhunter, we got like all these other people. It's like, why is this in this Batman movie, right? Like they are there. But the biggest problem is introducing Wonder Woman in your Superman 2 when Jessica was DCEU's Wonder Woman introduced.
Batman v Superman.
In your Superman 2, right? Like it's your sequel to Man of Steel. So it's like, you don't have to, right? You don't have to. You just give her, if you're doing that Amazon's thing, maybe, or whatever it is, but like put Wonder Woman in her own thing. If you want to be real fucking crazy, do you introduce her in the after credit scene of Supergirl? That'd be wild. It makes sense, but I mean, do that. But and then show her in Man of Tomorrow, then it would make sense. But you also got a lot going on in Man of Tomorrow already. We got Jon Stewart, we got Hawk Girl, we got Brainiac, we got Luthor, we got Rick Flag Sr., we got I think fucking Guy Gardner's supposed to be back. You know, I got all these people in it. And you got Wonder Woman possibly in there too. Like,
it is a lot.
That's a lot. So, but if she is the name that they pick for Wonder Woman, I think it's a good name. I don't
hate
about it.
I don't hate it at all.
So we'll see what they do. Pinned at the top of the chat is the return of the Ask Us Anything, which we only have one question this week, and it's from Ruby King, who left it before he went to bed, saying, "Why can't Harry Potter himself be black? Why can't I be Harry Potter, Jessica?"
You know what? That would solve the Snape racism issue, because if Harry's black, you know, it's not really racism.
That means either James or Lily has to be black.
We can make James black.
You'd have to make James black, because like otherwise he's a fast fucking racist. Because even if Lily's black, then I feel like it's worse, because then he's like a fucking colonizer or some shit. He's like, oh, I know you loved her, Snape, but I'm married to her now, and I'm fucking like she's one of the good ones, you know. Something like,
oh no.
Like, that's what he's gonna be like. James is gonna be a massive racist in this show. They can't escape it.
What were they thinking? What the fuck were they thinking?
Harry Potter Book 9, Rags to Riches. Like, how are they gonna do the? It's like, oh yes, your grandfather who left you all this money because he invented like wizard hair shit. But actually, he was like, yeah, your grandfather who ran this cotton plantation.
Oh man.
Like,
oh man.
What the true Harry Potter that you never got to see. That's what we're getting now. We're getting trans Voldemort. We're getting racist James Potter. You know, if you think about it, it's really the trans. It's the Voldemort's the hero, right? She's fighting back against the oppressors of the trans and marginalized communities.
I mean, I always assumed that Voldemort was the hero, anyways. You know, those Muggles need to be put in their fucking place, dog.
Yeah, the Muggles and all their transphobia and racism. Wasn't that Grindelwald's thing though? Because wasn't he like, we got to stop World War II from happening? We got to stop the Holocaust. Why aren't we stopping the Holocaust? And like, no, Grindelwald, we got to let the Holocaust happen.
Grindelwald's whole thing was he believed in the superiority of wizarding kind, and he was tired of wizards being, you know, segregated from the rest of the world, because they had to hide, they had to live in their own community, their own hidden society and stuff. And he's like, no, fuck that. You know, I'm a wizard and I'm proud. You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has that scene where he talk like in the first one or the second one, right? When he's Johnny Depp, he's like talking to the people, and he's like, look, there's the atomic bomb and stuff like that. He's like showing them like what's gonna happen or whatever. And he's like, we got to stop this. We got to take over the Muggles so we can stop this Holocaust.
Yeah.
But it's like, so the Muggles are like, no, we got to let them do the Holocaust, said the wizards. Wizard.
Yeah. That scene never made a lot of sense to me.
The whole series doesn't make those fucking Fantastic Beasts movies are pointless. They just became Dumbledore movies after a while.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's probably what they always should have been.
Yeah, they should have been. Yeah.
Because the Dumbledore and Grindelwald dynamic is way more interesting than what fucking Newt Scamander. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah. And all this like weird ass fucking Newt shit. And then they were like, well, we can't have Dumbledore and Grindelwald have a fight, so we got to have them fight in this mirror dimension. And Ezra Miller's a Dumbledore too. It's weird. Those movies are weird. They were gonna do like 9 of those bastards too, and they finally stopped.
9.
I don't know. They were gonna do a lot of them. They were gonna do more.
I thought they were doing 5.
Well, whatever they were doing.
What the fuck?
Fantastic Beasts film series. What do they have? Films. Future. 2016, Rowling announced that the Fantastic Beasts film series would be composed of 5 films, later confirming that the series would cover the years from 26 to 45. February 22nd, David Heyman revealed that work for the script for Fantastic Beasts 4 had not yet begun. April 2022, Variety reported that Warner Brothers greenlighting the final 2 installments would be dependent on the critical and commercial performance of the sequence of Dumbledore. Mads Mikkelsen believed that Johnny Depp could return as Grindelwald in another film. Mads believed that Johnny Depp could return as Grindelwald. That's weird. You'd be like, yeah, he can replace me.
Man, I really think those films just should have been straight up the Grindelwald Dumbledore story, and fuck the whole Newt Scamander thing. Like, yeah, it would have been interesting, honestly, to have like it take place over different periods of Dumbledore's life. Like, have him like first meet Grindelwald, and like they start their whole thing, for the greater good, and let's stop segregating wizards and blah blah blah, and wizard superiority. Like that would have been cool for a couple of films. And then you jump ahead to where Dumbledore's on his redemption arc, and then of course the final film would be the duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and Dumbledore defeating Grindelwald.
2023, director David Yates made comments that the series had been parked following the 3rd film. He also disclosed that the idea of it being a 5-film series had been a surprise after many had initially only committed to doing a single film. Oh, it's the Korra problem, right? Of like, oh, we're only going to do this Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and we're bringing back the original people to do this one story. Film. And look,
I thought it was supposed to be. I thought it was always supposed to be a trilogy before it got expanded to 5 films.
Well, I imagine they were like, we just wanted to do this one movie because, like I said, it's Fantastic Beasts. They made the book, right? They made the Fantastic Beasts book, so it's like, all right, we at least know we can adapt this. But then they're like, and this was The Hobbit was the same thing, right? Like, you can't just do one movie. You're based off of the trilogy of things, right? You got to do 3, and so then they were like, you can't do just 3. You're based off of 8 movies. You got to do at least 5. In October 2024, Redmayne said that the 3rd film will probably have been the final time fans will see Newt Scamander on the big screen, adding, that's as far as I know. I mean, you'd have to speak to the people at Warner Bros. And J.K. Rowling. As far as I know, that's it. I think he may have come back in a glimpse of the Universal World in Florida, and they're opening up in which they may catch a glimpse of it. But during the same month, Law also said in an interview that he did not see another film being made, commenting, I know it's certainly on hold. My guess would be that now that they're doing the Harry Potter TV show, they'll probably put their energy into that. I certainly haven't heard that there's anything on the horizon. That was Jude Law. So if there's doing any more Dumbledore shit, he would have known about it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely that series is a wash. We're not gonna get that picked up again. It's not gonna happen. It's kind of pointless that it even exists now because it's an unfinished story. But I still would like to see a proper adaptation of the Dumbledore and Grindelwald story. Just actually focus
Harry
on
Potter.
Dumbledore.
You know what it is? You know what Harry Potter needs, and we've talked about this before. Harry Potter needs an animated series. They need some type of because you can do a lot in the world of animation. And if you want to do like Dumbledore, if you want to do just even like an anthology series of like episode 5, Snape and Lily, right? Or something like that, right? And you choose like this good character drama story.
Honestly, I think one of the easiest things that they could go for to make a series out of would be the first Wizarding War.
The first Wizarding War, exactly, right? Like all that stuff, the Order of the Phoenix and the and
Yeah.
James and Lily actually getting to do shit.
You get James and Lily, you get Snape turning on Voldemort, you get Neville's parents. I mean, you could really do a lot of good shit with that time period.
All the cool people kicking ass, because that's the best part of fucking Order of the Phoenix movie. It's at the end when all the Death Eaters fight the fucking Order of the Phoenix. Is cool, and you got to see all the experienced wizard kick ass, and then
that and another time period they could go for, which I think would be very interesting, would be the founders of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool to get a series or films based off of them. See how Hogwarts was founded. See Salazar, hedging.
I'm gonna put this fucking basilisk in this fucking thing, and that's cool.
Yeah, and have the basilisk voiced by Ruby King. I'm your pet snake, Salazar.
Salazar, I'm your pet snake.
I'm your pet snake.
The basilisk has lines, doesn't it? But in parcel tongue.
Well, in parcel tongue, yeah.
But it's like, I gotta say like kill and stuff like that. So I gotta read the.
I'm your pet snake, Salazar. You know what I like to eat, Salazar? I like rats. Can you feed me some rats?
Yeah, come to me. Let me rip you. Let me tear you. Let me kill you, Rouge the Bat.
Baki asked me about peyotism.
Yeah, you asked that earlier when you were talking about yin and yang stuff.
Yeah, I meant to get back to that. I don't know what peyotism or tengriism is, but I am going to look that up now because I love studying that type of stuff. So yes, I'll look that up. But I don't know what they are. I've never heard of them until tonight.
Anyway, I think that's our show. We still have that MCU stuff to cover, but it's nothing really crazy. It's just that trailer for that Punisher one shot. And we'll cover that probably next week with whatever else. Spider-Man got some new posters that look cool. And in gaming news, we have a Metal Gear Solid movie announced. We'll talk about that next week. And Disney is reportedly working on a hero fucking extraction shooter with Epic Games. An extraction shooter. Where it's like you drop, kind of like a battle royale, but not really. Like you drop in with 5 other players, you complete an objective, and then you leave the area.
Okay, that's random.
Yeah, random as shit, right? But it's definitely trying to get that Fortnite cash. Did you see Hades and Hercules and Meg added to Fortnite?
You know what that means, don't you?
That Sora in Fortnite needs to happen.
Sora in Fortnite, I think, is an inevitability. But I think the reason they probably added Hercules, Meg, and Hades to Fortnite is they're probably going to reveal that live-action Hercules remake soon.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Fortnite adds weird stuff. Like Danny Phantom was added like a couple months ago. Like Fortnite just does weird shit sometimes. Like, yeah, here's fucking like. There needs to be Ben 10. The fact that there's been Ben 10 in Fortnite is crazy, but I know people want Ben 10 in Fortnite.
That is kind of crazy.
They'll do that. They'll just randomly be like, yeah, here's Ben 10 and Kevin and Gwen, and they're like cell-shaded and shit. It's like, yeah, cool, and they do that. I think they added Elsa and Anna before the Hercules one not too long ago.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Stuff like that.
I'm possessed by a demon.
They're adding Stone Cold's getting added. Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's being added to Fortnite here coming up.
If you want me to be in Fortnite, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna take this Elsa and stomp a mud hole in her and walk it dry, and then I'm gonna hit a Stone Cold Stunner on the Anna, drink some Steve Weisers, and give me
and Sven. Oh, Sven, you don't even want to know what I'm going to do to that reindeer.
And that's the bottom line. Stone Cold said so. Anyway, yeah, I'm still waiting on a proper Thor for me to get into Fortnite. But otherwise, I I like looking at it from the outside of like, hey, who they adding this year? Oh, cool. You know, like when they added Batman Beyond, that was a cool one. That one almost got me because that skin looked real cool. You could glide in on the Terry McGinnis wings and everything. Like that looked really cool. They added MCU Phase 1 Iron Man in Captain America too. And that's pretty crazy. Like that early Iron Man costume looks so cool. And so that was a cool one too. But yeah, those Fortnites, you know, they're pretty fun. But anyway, so yeah, we have that plus whatever news comes out this week. I'll be able to talk about the finale of Invincible. That episode from today was fucking wild. The flip that the audience had for basically the big bad Thrag, right? Last episode looking like a clown, and then this episode being the little fucking devil. Like, there's a moment where Invincible with all of his might charges and punches Thrag in the head. Thrag no sells it for one, but the impact of him punching it has an impact frame that shows his fucking skull, like, and he looks like a fucking demon. And there's no reason there other than aura. Like, let me see if I can find it. I'll throw this up. Fuck it. You know, Amazon might take it down, but it's the end of the show anyway. So, let me see here. Yeah, it's this right here.
I killed Conquest. I'll kill you too. Show me.
It's just that.
What the fuck?
Like, the impact like the frames that they have on that is just insane. Like the punch, he tanks it, and just the demon that you see him at. Like, it's crazy. Like, the animation does not have this shit. This is an outlier here. So yeah, so it's basically like that episode before this one, he was basically like a whiny Kylo Ren type, but he's carrying around the skull of the previous emperor. He's like, oh, you will be avenged, right? And he's all like, oh, we're running away. I got to protect this skull. And then this one, he's a monster. He kicks everyone's like, Omni-Man, right? Goes to punch him from the side with all of his might, and he lightly floats out of the way to dodge it. And then he knocks him with one punch down to the fucking core, or into the fucking planet. Slams him into it. You know, just fucking let me see if I can find. Yeah, there's this moment here when he's fighting Omni-Man, and he does this whole speech about how he's like, yeah, we gotta be like for the planet, right? And it's this is fucking crazy. Oh, I gotta fix the playback speed. Well, you can. So let me go back. He winds up his punch to punch Omni-Man, and the wind up. I think they cut part of it on this clip, but the wind up creates such a force of air that it pulls him closer, and then he punches him. Right. This is an edited version of it. But like, you could see the wind of his wind up creating this force that causes him to pull Omni-Man closer so he can punch him. Like, it's like, oh, and then he starts air bending just from the sheer force of his wind up. Like, See, look, it's like he's like, and then they cut him punching. But it's like crazy. It was like, what are they doing in this fucking show? But yeah, and that's not even the finale. The finale's next week. Like, yeah. So just that episode was just crazy.
Dude, that's yeah. I mean, it's an awesome.
And I do know a lot that like happens in the. Yeah, I do know a lot that happens in the books, and so it's even like more crazy shit. Like I can't even imagine how the actual final fight's gonna go if that's where we're at right now. Like Mordred's here. Hello, Mordred, coming at the end. Say what you will, the fights in the show go hard. Oh yeah, there's a lot of times where the budget is on a fucking shoestring. I and many others caught a moment where literally one of those Viltrumites blipped out of existence because they forgot to animate his PNG as he's flying, like as he's got knocked away into the distance. He blips out of frame, like bloop, gone. Right. So there's a couple of moments where the animation budget has its problems, but then there's parts like that where they lock in. You're like, oh my God. Like that impact frame of the demon, right? Of Thrag is so crazy. So anyway, we will cover all that and more next week. We have to say goodbye to you all for another week. Got to say goodbye to chat. Goodbye to Baki. Thank you, Mordred, for stopping by. Thank you, Roygen, for being here. Thank you, Noxie, for being here. We had a lot of people. Silver Star was here as well. Andrew coming by, and thank you for the tip, Andrew. Baki, if I have not read you yet. We had Zombie Boy come in. What else do we have? Series of Bats here. Thank you for the promotion as always. Ruby stopping by. And Nick McHugh as well. And I believe that was everybody that was here. Oh, and Beefy Bites here as well. Likes to do his little pop in. Great. And Victor the Lore Seeker as well. Yeah, Beefy gracing us with his presence as he watches shitty streamers. But anyway, thank you, Jesker, for being here.
Of course.
We will be back next week with hopefully less painful news, or more painful news as we get confirmation of the painful news. But so the funniest part is fans now think Thrag can kill Superman. I'm like, oh, hold on. Yeah, like Thrag is a beast. He's an unstoppable beast, but he's like a super soldier, right? That's his thing. But the thing with Viltrumites is they don't have heat vision, right? So it's like they just have strength and flight and speed. They don't have heat vision, and that heat vision is deadly, depending on who's writing it. So anyway, we will discuss more power levels of Viltrumites another time. But thank you, everyone, for being here. I will see you all next week. And now I will play the out.